Hey, boys and girls, I hope you had a great long weekend. Um, I know I did. I had my daughter's birthday, and that was really fun. Um, we had a parade and celebrated it with social distancing in social distancing style. So it's definitely different, but different isn't always bad. We make it work, right? This week for our spelling pattern, we're going to be talking about words that say "aw," like claw and sauce. We hear "aw" in both of those. There are two different ways to spell "aw," and we have the AW, like in claw, and the AU, as in sauce. Okay? Now, I want to tell you about AU and AW. They are the cutest babies ever, right? Look at them. Look at AW and AU. Aww. Aren't they cute? So when I see those two letters together, I picture these babies in my mind and I say, "Aww." And that's the sound they make, right? When you see something cute, you go, "Aw, I love it, aw." So when I see AW together, they're adorable. And same with AU. Look, his hat says #1 baby. I love them, aw. So if you can remember that, then you can remember the sound that they make. Okay, so there are some rules for the AU and AW, of course, and then with every rule comes rule breakers. And we're going to talk about our spelling words. But AU is used mostly in the middle of a syllable. In the middle of a syllable, like sauce. We hear "aw" in the middle, right? Or author. Author has two syllables, author. And I hear "aw" in the first syllable, so AU. Okay, AW, you find at the end of a syllable, like claw or jigsaw. It's at the end of a syllable, not the end of a word all the time, but the end of a syllable. So it can be in the middle of a word, but at the end of a syllable. Unless, see, this is what always happens, right? And those are the general rules. So middle, end. Unless the word ends with an L or an N. Then we use this AW. Right? There are a couple rule breakers. I have two rule breakers that I could think of off the bat, and they're the words hawk, which I hear "aw" in the middle, but it's spelled with an AW, even though we said middle is supposed to be AU. And the word haul, like you're loading up a big haul, right? We hear it. So we have some rule breakers, but aren't they just so cute? I can't get over how cute they are. Let's talk about our words for this week. Now, look at this. Our words this week, they all say "aw," but they're all spelled with the AW pattern. Okay? Sorry, I'm trying to find my marker. They're all spelled with AW. No cute little AU words this week, but we are still going to be practicing with them. Our first word is "aw." So here, I'm hearing it at the end of the syllable, so I know it's AW. Aw. Aw, so cute. So the first word is saw. My next word is draw. So I draw. We know that's our DR. And then aw at the end. So AW. Next we have crawl. CR. And then aw. Now remember how I said that AW comes at the end of a syllable unless the word ends in an L or an N? Here's one of those examples. This word ends in an L. So even though I don't hear "aw" at the end, I still use the AW because it ends in an L. So that's our rule we have to watch out for. Next we have straw. And then our "aw" at the end of the syllable, so we know it's AW. Next we have the word law. Don't do that. It's against the law. again at the end of the syllable. So in all of these words so far, I hear ah at the end, except for this one. And that is because of the L that it ends in, right? So next we have the word jaw. Your jaw, right, is right on your part of your mouth and part of your face. J, ah. I hear it at the end of the syllable, so I know it's A-W. And look, it's just like saw and law. We just changed the beginning sound. Next I have lawn, lawn. Wait a second. I'm gonna leave that blank. Lawn. Would I do that? Because it's in the middle? Nope. Remember our rule says that that's the rules except if it ends in an N or an L. So we have one that ends in an L and one that ends in an N to show you for example, right? So if it was not an L or an N and we heard the ah in the middle of this word, we would be going with AU. But since we have our L and N, the two letters we watch out for, we use the AW, even though we hear the ah sound in the middle of the word. Okay. Next, we have the word hawk, the big bird. Ha, hawk. Right? And I had mentioned that this is a rule breaker. There's no reason why that's an AW. It doesn't end in N or L. I don't hear the ah sound at the end of the word, but I remember that word. That hawk is a rule breaker. He does not follow the general rule for when we use the AW and the AU. Okay? And let's see, did I do them all? I feel like I did skip one. And we have the word paw, right? The kitten's little paw. Aw, here, AW at the end. Paw. What other one did I skip? Oh, I found it. The word yawn. Yawn. And it ends with an N. Just like this one. So that's why it's an AW. Right? So AU and AW, adorable, right? We see them and we say, "Aw." They make us say that every single time. When we say here, "aw," in the middle of a word, we usually go with AU. When we hear it at the end of a word or syllable, we go with AW. Unless if a word or if the sound in the middle is "aw" and the word ends with an L or an N, then we use AW anyway, even though it's not at the end. Right? And then we have our rule breaker, that word hawk. Right? So, say goodbye to our cute little babies. Bye. Aww. Talk to you guys later.